white man today. He's the devil. Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Come on.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
The Lord will have compassion on Jacob. Jacob's descendants were the 12 tribes of Israel, because Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. His 12 children became known as today the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the children of Jacob. So when the Bible talks about Jacob and Israel, for Israel has he loved, and for Jacob has he loved, and Esau has he hated, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, God loves you and you only.
That's right.
Read that.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
For the Lord will have compassion on Jacob.
And will yet choose Israel.
Because now, if we tell the nations we God's chosen people, they look at us like we're crazy. Y'all lead in incarceration. You lead in high school and not completing school, having to drop out. You lead in gang initiation. You lead in single parent homes. You lead in STDs. How are you God's chosen people? Read that line again.
And will yet choose Israel.
God said, even through all that, because I love them, I will still choose them.
That's right.
Read what you got.
And set them in their own land.
Set us in our own land. What nation on this earth right now is not in their own land? There's only one people. The so-called white man is in his land. He's in Europe, he's over here. The so-called Asian is in China. The Japanese is in Japan. Who is the only people not in their land? So God is letting you know, my people are not currently in their land right now. That applies to us. Read.
And the strangers.
And the strangers, so the other people,
shall be joined with them.
Are going to come with us. Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Because when they realize God has chosen us, they're going to try to get some sort of compassion on them. Read.
And the people shall take them.
And we gonna take them. Read.
And bring them to their place.
Like they brought us to their place, we gonna bring them to our place. Read what you got.
In the house of Israel.
The house of Israel, which is the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. Read.
Shall possess them.
We will own them. Read.
In the land of the Lord.
In the land of the Lord, which is Jerusalem. That's our land. That's where we originally come from.
Right.
Read.
For servants.
For what?
For servants.
For trash men, for cleaning women, for maids, for cooks. We gonna possess them so they can work for us. Read.
And handmaids.
And handmaids. So that's what they gonna do in the kingdom of heaven. Sis, right here. Do you have any questions over there? I see you checking the flyer out. What do you find interesting in the flyer? Come on, sis. We out here for you.
That's right.
All right, you ain't got to be on the camera, but give your questions so we can get some edification for you. We out here to help you understand what's happening.
You want to know about the eagle?
About the eagle. Okay, so you want to know about the eagle. Sis, it's okay, it's okay. We're going to give some clarification about the eagle. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49.
Bring it up.
The eagle is significant in helping us learn who we are today and who the other people are today.
Right.
God leaves signs in the Bible about who we are, which is the curses. So we're the children of Israel due to the curses placed upon his people. He also left scriptures and understanding so we will know who everybody else is. Because everybody has changed their names to hide who they are. They changed our names to hide who we are. So we're going to use the Bible to see who the eagle pertains to today. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49.
Come on.
Now, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar.
In Deuteronomy 28, we're reading the curses. So when God saved us from Egypt, he said, look, when you serve me, there's two sides to this contract. You got the blessings, where I'm going to be with you and put you over the other nations. And you got the curses, where I'm going to come against you and make the other nations come against you. So we're going to read about a particular group of people that he talks about. Read what you got.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
A nation against us from far. So this isn't just one man. This is his people, an entire group. Read what you got.
From the end of the earth.
From one side of the earth.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as what?
As the eagle flieth.
Now, if you know anything about birds, the eagle's not the fastest bird. There are birds that fly faster than eagles. So why did he use eagle here? Because this people uses the eagle to symbolize who they are.
Right.
When you go to the Greeks, they use the eagle on their money. When you go to the Romans, the eagle was on their money. When you go to America, what's on the money?
Second.
When you come to America, what's on their money? The eagle. It's in their spirit. They can't help it. Because God put it in there for us to know. That's what's in their spirit. They can't help it. They got to put the eagle attached to where they're at and where they're ruling from. Because that lets us know who they are according to the Bible. Read that line again.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
Now, an eagle is what? A hunter bird. So it takes an eagle or a hunter mentality to come all the way down from Europe, come to the west coast of Africa, enslave an entire group of people, and drag them across the hardest ocean to cross on the earth and enslave them for 400 years. What? It takes a predator mentality to do that. Read what you got.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Now, another sign was we would not understand their speech. When we got off the boats, our ancestors, did we understand their speech? No. So now we got two signs to know who these people are. They used the eagle to show who they are, and they were going to speak a language that in the beginning we didn't understand. We know it now because we had to learn it. We were the slaves, and they made sure we forgot our language and learned theirs. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce mindset, countenance. How bad is this nation? You can be an 8, 9-year-old boy and the police will jump out the car and put you to death.
Right.
That's a fierce countenance. They don't care how young or how old we are. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
So they don't regard the person of the old. Eric Garner got choked out on the sidewalk. He was an older one of our people. Tamir Rice got put to death. He was a younger one of our people. Read that line again.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Come on.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
So they don't show any respect to us regardless of age or youth. When they come against us, it's as an eagle to hunt and to kill us and to tear us apart. Give me Obadiah chapter 1 verse 4.
Bring it out. The book of Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 4.
So we still dealing with the iconography of the eagle. It's all over the Bible when it pertains to these people. So let's see who this scripture fits. Read what you got.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. We see it on their money and currency, that they feel like they're the eagle. Read.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
And thou set your nest among the stars. What group of people landed on the moon? Was it the Asians? Was it the Japanese? It was the so-called white man. And when he landed and put his flag down, what did he say? He said, the eagle has landed. They've always known they're the eagle. They know who they are. The problem is we don't know who we are. Read what you got.
Thence will I bring thee down.
But the Most High God is saying from that point, when you try to leave the earth and establish your nest on the moon and the stars, and you trying to spread out throughout the universe, God said, I'm about to start bringing you down. And you see it now. This nation is crumbling because all these mixes of people can't stand. This nation is crumbling. Read what you got.
Saith the Lord.
So, one of the ways he's bringing them down is by waking his people up. When we wake up to who we are, we keep God's laws. Like today is the Sabbath day. According to God's laws, give me Exodus 20:8. According to God's laws, we're not supposed to work today. So, one of the ways he's going to bring this nation down is, do you think if all the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, if we kept that one law and said, on Saturday we're not working, what would happen to the economy? It would crash overnight. It would crash overnight. The next time you go anywhere, a store, a restaurant, look at who most of the workforce is. It's us. They give us a paycheck and we think we not still this because they give us a paycheck. But look at the workforce. We still it. We still the brunt of what runs this country.
That's right.
Read what you got.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
And that paycheck ain't even a tenth of what you're worth, or 100, because God says you're special above all people. All people before you are dogs. This whole earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the space, all belongs to you. So that paycheck, I don't care how good it is, it ain't really worth what you're worth. Read what you got.
Remember the Sabbath day.
So God tells his people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to remember the Sabbath day. Why does he say remember? Because we've forgotten it. We've been taught by the churches it's Sunday as opposed to Saturday. We've been taught by the churches you can do whatever you want to, but God says you must do certain things and you can't do certain other things. Read what you got.
To keep it holy.
To keep it separate from the other days. So something about this day is separate from the other 6. When God made creation, he worked for 6 days and rested on the 7th.
Right.
So because the Bible says ye are gods and we were made in his image, we work for 6 days and we rest on the 7th just like he did. Read what you got.
6 days shalt thou labor.
6 days shall thou labor. Read.
And do all thy work.
In those 6 days, any work that you must get done, you can get it done in 6 days if you plan accordingly. If you plan ahead of time, all your work schedule, your laundry, things like that in your house, you can get that done in 6 days. Read.
But the 7th day.
On that 7th day, and truth be told, you need a break. That 7th day was given to us. The Sabbath was made for man, not the other way around.
Right.
Read what you got.
Is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So that 7th day is the Sabbath or the Shabbat or rest. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
So in that day, one of the things we do to keep it holy or separate from the other 6 is we don't do any work. So in the other 6 days, I might have gone to work, earned my paycheck, washed my clothes, do some cooking. But on day 7, certain things I don't do. One of those things is work. Read what you got.
Thou nor thy son.
So not just me, I have to tell my son, look, God said we don't work on this day. Read.
Nor thy daughter.
My daughter, sis, you can't go out to work today. It's the Sabbath. Read.
Thy manservant.
People that work for me, my manservant. So people that work for me, my manservant, I got to tell him, I'm not paying you. Stay home. It's the Sabbath. Read.
Nor thy maidservant.
Women that work for me, you're not working today. It's the Lord's Sabbath. Read.
Nor thy cattle.
The animals. I can't put a harness on the animal and make him work either. God said everything must stop.
That's right.
Read what you got.
Nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So God's law shows us that nobody on that day is supposed to be working.
Oh, shalom, sis. Shalom. You just asked me a good question. You asked me, is this 7-day Adventist? Now he went into Obadiyah. The reason he went into Obadiyah because remember at first you asked about the eagle. Now he was clarifying, showing that the people of Edom, because remember in Obadiyah it talked about Edom first. Now he was telling you that the people of Edom put the money on, that they put the eagle on their money to signify that they're the people of Edom. When you read further in Obadiyah, it said that Edom fought against their brother, and that's why they're gonna get a judgment. But who's the brother that Edom fought against? That's the question. Now, what we're doing is, up here, we're showing our people their nationality and showing them their sins. Now, you asked me, was we 7-day Adventists? We're not. We're going to show you who we are. Deuteronomy 7:6. We're going to show you who we are according to the Bible and what this movement is. Because for far too long, have our people been lost. We've been lost not knowing our true nationality and not knowing our history as a people. So that's what we're doing, is we're teaching that information to the people. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Come on.
For thou art an holy people.
Come on.
Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So, did you just hear that? God has a chosen people that he prefer over the rest of the people.
Right.
I'm going to say it again. God has a chosen people that he prefer over the rest of the people on the earth. Amos 3. So God's chosen people, because did you know that God has a chosen people? The creator of heaven and earth, the creator of everything, has, although he created all mankind, he has a chosen people.
Right.
Read.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Come on.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Against who?
O children of Israel.
Children of Israel is today the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Right.
You see, come look at this sign right fast. Come, sister, come look at this sign right fast. You see this sign? It says the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Judah, African American blacks, Benjamin, West Indian blacks, Levi, the Haitians, Ephraim, Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, Cubans, so forth and so on. Where do you see yourself on this sign? Judah, right? Where do you see yourself on this sign? Benjamin, right? So now it says the old children of Israel. These are the children of Israel today, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Right.
God said he's speaking against them. Let's see why. Read.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
So now these people are the people that Moses brought from the land of Egypt. These are the Israelites that Moses delivered from King Pharaoh and parted the Red Sea for by the hand of Moses, Aaron, and Miriam.
Right.
Those are our ancestors. These are our ancestors that were delivered from the Egyptians. Read.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
What did God say?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Come on.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So now, God only knows us. He only knows the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians,
right,
which are the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. So now you ask, what is the punishment that God is talking about? Because remember, he said, therefore, he's only going to punish us. Deuteronomy 28. He said he's only going to punish us. So now, when you look at the world today, and you look at this group of people, they're being punished by God, meaning with the last hired first fired. We're the people that live in poverty. We're the people living in the ghettos in the slums of America. Right. We're the people that suffer from single-parent household. We're the people being gunned down by policemen. Right. We're the people killing ourselves on black violence. Right. We're the people who are suffering all these atrocities committed in the earth today. Right. We're the people that's been enslaved by the other nations. You look at the so-called blacks, right? The Southern Kingdom, right? We're the ones that were picking cotton. We're the ones that were brought on slave ships. You look at the Northern Kingdom Israel. They're the ones whose lands got taken. America was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of the Native American Indians. Right? So now let's see these curses of this punishment that God is referring to. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy.
15.
Chapter 28 and verse 15.
Come on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Do you know who God is speaking to in the book of Deuteronomy? Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Hold that, Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Let's see who God is talking to, right? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Come on.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So Moses is speaking to the Israelites in the wilderness. Read.
On this side Jordan, in the wilderness.
Stop. Go back to Deuteronomy 15. Now, this is right after the Exodus. God is telling Moses to tell the children of Israel that if they don't obey to keep the commandments, they're going to be cursed. Now, these curses that were placed on Israel for their disobedience are the same conditions that we live in as a people today.
Right.
I'm going to say it again. The curses that were placed on the biblical Israelites are the conditions that we live in today.
Right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Come on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken.
So this is future prophets, prophecy saying that if Israel don't hearken, meaning listen, read,
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments,
to keep the commandments, read,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these punishments, read,
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Come on.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So now, when you look through all the cities of the earth, every city, you got Israelites dwelling in those cities in poverty. It says, cursed shall we be in the cities. The homeless rate. What percentage of people has the highest number of homelessness? Everybody. You say everybody? But when I look around, I see more black people homeless on the streets. What people make up the majority of the people in every city impoverished? Living in the ghettos. You see those public housing institute, those public homes? I mean, project homes.
They're getting taken over, but they're black.
They're black people. When you look in the ghettos and the slums, who live in the ghettos and slums? We live in the ghettos and slums, selling drugs to one another and killing each other. In every city you go to, if you go on MLK, what do it look like? They're like Desert Storm. Because we are the ones placed in the ghettos and slums. We're the ones that live in the conditions in the cities that are ran down, roach infested, and impoverished, right? Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Now, when you think about people working in the field, what do you think about? The cotton fields, right? Sugarcane fields, right? Tobacco fields, right? Bean fields, right? What people was working in those fields? We were. Read.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket in thy store.
So now, God is saying that we won't have the basket in the stores was so we can preserve food in case of famine, right? God is saying that we're not going to have any resources amongst ourselves. Read.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land.
Verse 32.
Verse
so
32.
God says we will live in curses. Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So in slavery, when your child, say you down there in Savannah, and the slave master sell your child to a plantation in Macon, did you have any resources to get your child back? You didn't. That's part of the curses that was placed on biblical Israel. Even today, say if the government come and determine that you are unfit as a parent, do you have any resources to get your child back if they take your children? But why are we unfit as parents today? Because they put drugs and alcohol in our neighborhoods?
Right.
Because we can't find jobs?
Right.
Because we have the worst education? So these are the conditions that we lived in as a people, and it's because we are the children of Israel. So no, sis, you guys will be Seventh-day Adventists. No, we're biblical Israel. We're giving our people their nationality.
Right.
The Bible says that we will be taken from our nationality and put in under curses, and that God will make us the lords of the people on the earth. Matter of fact, give me that. What is that? Is that 50? What is that? 52? Where it says all these curses shall come upon you, and over 46. First 45 and then 46.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 45.
Come on.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee.
So the curses that were placed on Israel gonna come upon Israel. Read.
And shall pursue thee.
And pursue us, because what we did is we ran from the curses. In 70 AD, when the Romans sieged us out of Jerusalem, it's called the siege on Jerusalem in 70 AD. We ran from Jerusalem into Africa, and the curses followed us into Africa. Read.
And overtake thee.
So we'll be overtaken by curses. Read.
Till thou be destroyed.
Because
thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we wasn't obedient to God. Read.
To keep his commandments. And his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
What does a sign do? When you look at a sign, say on a building, a sign may say, that Burger King, right? That Burger King. You see that sign that says Burger King? That's so it can notify you, right? So it can let you know that's Burger King. But these curses on Israel lets the people know that we are Israel based on us having the curses on us. Read.
And for a wonder. And upon thy seed forever.
On our children. Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyful and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore,
so because we didn't want to serve God, read.
Shalt thou serve thine enemies.
We serve our enemies, the other nations. Read.
Which the Lord shall sin against thee.
Come on.
In hunger. And in thirst.
So in hunger and in thirst, meaning the children of Israel. Do we own any of this? The fast food restaurants, Burger King, Popeyes, McDonald's, Publix, Walmart, and hunger, and then in thirst. Water fall free from the sky, but we pay a lot of water bills, right? And if you try to collect water, you're gonna get fined by the government. They letting us know they rule over us. We can't even have the free water that falls free from the sky. Read.
And in nakedness.
Come forward. We're gonna let you know. Read. And in what?
And in nakedness.
Those clothes that's on your body. We don't even own the textiles. We don't own nothing to even put clothes on our own back.
Right.
Read.
And in want of all things.
Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
What shall he do?
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
Somebody Google yokes of iron, because now what happened is the other nations read this and they know that there is no other people with yokes of iron on their necks. You see this? You see this? He said, what did the Bible say?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Meaning we're not dead, but we're physically and spiritually dead. We've been destroyed. When you Google yokes of iron, it shows the Negro. Look at this. Look at this. Look. You see what's on there? You see that? When you Google yokes of iron, it shows the Negro. That didn't happen to no other people outside of the Negroes and outside of the Latino.
Right.
The Latino and the Native American Indians. It only happened to the biblical children of Israel.
Right.
That we would have yokes of iron on our neck. That's part of the curses to identify who Israel is. Because God called us the lost tribes of Israel. Huh? We're going to get to the image of the beast because you asked about the image of the beast. Read. I'm going to let you go. Listen.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flight.
Remember we talked about that eagle? That's part of the curses. It said God is going to bring, God himself brought that nation against us to fight us and to enslave us because we didn't keep the commandments.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.